What's going on, guys? Brother Russia here, back with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And today we're going to be taking a look at the 55% physical TOPPO that just dropped over here on the global side. So TOPPO himself is a special pose or tournament participants key 3 170%. And he gives the additional 30% to Defenders of Justice, Space Traveling Warrior, or Final Trump card. His super attack effect, he greatly raises attack and defense for one turn, causes immense damage to the enemy. And then when we take a look at his passive, he has an entrance animation, which activates once only. It reduces damage received by 11% for the rest of battle, and guards all attacks for 3 turns from the character's entry turn when there are another 2 or more special pose or Defenders of Justice category allies on the team upon the character's entry. He gets 200% attack and defense. He gets an additional 150% attack when performing a super. Has damage reduction by 20%. Changes int key spheres to rainbow key spheres when HP is 50% or more, so he has a pretty nice rainbow orb changer. Special pose or Defenders of Justice category allies key +1 and 30% attack and defense, plus an additional 50% defense within the same turn after receiving an attack, plus an additional defense plus 200%, and guards all attacks as the first attacker in a turn. So he is more of a defensive style unit. And then he gets a additional 100% attack and defense when performing a super attack as the second or third attacker in a turn. But realistically, TOPPO is mainly made to be a defensive style unit. So you do kind of want to put him, in like that slot 1 spot where he can guard, where he gets that additional defense. Plus he gets the extra defense when he gets hit originally. So it is kind of good to use him more of as like a defensive style unit. He does also have an active skill. It can be activated when there's another special pose or Defenders of Justice category ally attacking in the same turn, starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, or starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle. So if you don't have special pose or Defenders of Justice category allies, then it'll be 6 turns from the start of battle. If you do, it'll be on the 4th. So his transformation is the God of Destruction mode, which honestly, this sticker effect is pretty cool on him. But his super attack effect, he massively raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn and causes immense damage to the enemy. And then passive wise, he gets 3 key, 300% attack and defense. He gets an additional 250% attack when attacking. He gets an additional 100% defense when receiving an attack. Changes in key spheres to rainbow. Guards all attacks. Now here's the kicker. He reduces damage received by 80%, so he's got 80% damage reduction, and with each attack received, he loses 8%, with no more than 60% being lost. So basically, if he gets hit, 8 times, I believe? Yeah. So if he gets hit 8 times, then he loses 60% damage reduction. So then he only has 20%. He does also nullify Ki Blast supers directed at the character for 1 turn from the character's entry turn, and starting from the character's next turn, he has a high chance of nullifying Ki Blast supers directed at the character. So the first time that he comes out, he does 100% guarantee nullifies super attacks, Ki Blast super attacks aimed at him, and after that, he just has a high chance of doing the same thing. So let's kind of hop into a event. Oh, actually, there's one more thing we want to talk about with him. He does have a active skill, which massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and all attacks become crits. So this can be activated starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle. So let's hop into an event. I've actually got the 9th anniversary event here. It's against Broly or can be either against Broly or Beast Gohan. I think I'm just gonna hop in with a team like this. The only problem is obviously we haven't got the EZA for like this guy, and he is his like best linking partner. So we'll see how this team kind of fares in here. And you know what? Let's go against Broly. Why not? It might be a little bit of a different choice, you know, than what most probably would have picked, but let's kind of hop in here. I did bring the EZA Tech Jiren in here as well. So, you know, we can kind of get a little bit of use out of him. But I did want to bring, you know, the TOPPOs because the Int one is his best linking partner before transformation. And then after he does actually transform, the STR one is his best linking partner because he does give him a full 7 out of 7 links together. So yeah, so we'll see how TOPPO actually does perform. Now, my thing with him is when I actually, you know, rainbow him out and everything like that, we are going to be going with a full dodge build on him, which is pretty much like the only optimal build to really go with this TOPPO. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, you know, why would you do that? That's such a waste, blah, blah, blah. Realistically, because of his passive in his God form, where he loses damage reduction, you want to try to prevent as much damage reduction as from being lost as possible. And what better way to do that than to put full dodge on him? You know, because he doesn't need additionals, because all he does is just massively raise attack and a little bit of defense. And he doesn't need crits because once he uses his active skill, then every other attack that he does will be a crit. So the only logical answer would be to put full dodge on him. So that way, again, you can just dodge every attack aimed at him, and he can keep that damage reduction once he is in the transform form. Okay, so what are we looking at here? 191k defense. I do have to mention we are all full link level 1s here. Full link level 1s, and we have no special orbs or anything on him. He has 55%. So this is going to be a nice, just raw, bare bones TOPPO that we can see here. Alright, so let's leave him just like this. Again, it is a problem because I really wish that this guy had his EZA on global, but we are unfortunately still just waiting. Alright, so this is going to do nothing. That just built up a little bit of defense for us. Alright, so 6.9 million. So kind of what I assumed attack-wise we would get out of him. I didn't figure he was going to be a very, very hard damage dealer or anything like that. Again, his biggest thing is literally just being a defensive unit. And that's what we're going to use him for is, you know, his defensive capabilities. Now, of course, we did bring the Tech UI Goku because we want to put him... oh my god. That STR one needs a super EZA. Bring him back to life. We'll just go ahead and pop a Sensu, why not? But, yeah, so... Again, TOPPO's biggest thing is using him as a actual defensive unit. So putting full dodge on him, putting him in slot 1 where he can guard, where he gets the extra defense after he gets hit, everything like that. Like, it is in his best interest to just be that slot 1 unit. But I am going to be interested to see like how his God of Destruction form is going to be once we actually get him transformed and once we get him transformed and everything like that, which we should be able to do next turn actually, because we do have enough Defenders of Justice units on the team. And I kind of did that on purpose where I literally just brought UI Goku as our leader. Okay. So yeah, he's only sitting at 173k defense. Let's go ahead and turn this on. We can actually watch his transformation real quick. That's still so cool. I'm not gonna lie. He is literally so freaking cool. Okay, so now that we've transformed, we have lost. We lost one of the links that we had. What was it? I think it was Hero of Justice is what we lose. Yeah, and then we get Godly Power. So Godly Power does give a nice 15% attack buff. So let's do this. Let's put you up front. Actually, do you link better like this? I guess you don't really. You link better right here in the middle. Yeah, he loses. There's a lot of links being lost when we do that. Let's do this. Let's put him in slot 1. Because obviously I really want him to, get the nullification off and everything like that. So we'll put him right here in slot 1. We'll give you that. It is a little unfortunate that we have to break the little team apart, but it should be okay. All right, so see, right there is the problem. Oh, a nice 10.9 million attack stat. But right there is the issue I'm talking about. So he got hit 3 times right there, and we lost 24% damage reduction from that. And, obviously we want to keep that damage reduction if possible, but we can't do that when he's getting hit. So that's his biggest thing, is we have to build him properly. We put dodge on him. If he could have dodged those attacks, he could have saved some damage reduction for, further into the fight where he can start getting hit and start taking more damage. Okay. So now we're in, big Broly phase. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and just pop this. So we can actually do this. We can pop, since we are popping this, we are giving the 15% attack and defense boost to all superclass allies. And then also what we're doing is giving the 15% attack buff to Realm of Gods units, which of course TOPPO is on. So let's just do this like this. Give us a nice buff. Get a couple of dodges and stuff in there. But overall, I would say TOPPO is a pretty good unit. I'm sure like less than like 5% of the player base is probably even going to have him, to be honest. Because of just, realistically, like the scheduling of all these banners dropping and everything, it's not very ideal for a lot of players. And I really hate to say that, but it really is reality. There's just way too many banners dropping for, the casual players, especially free-to-play players. Like, we just went from Anniversary, which was the biggest anniversary that we had, straight into Tech UI Goku, which his celebration was basically like a week long. Then we go into TOPPO, you know, a week after UI Goku. And then next week, we're going to have another unit drop, which is either Jiren or like Cell Max. Oh, we're dead. That's very, very unfortunate, actually. Don't ever show me this notice again today. Don't even show me that notice ever again. Let me do this. Let's hop into a different event where, you know, the other units that I can link TOPPO with don't suck. So, memorable movie battles, maybe? No, I feel like the long events are just not going to be good for him. You know what? Just hop into this, I guess. I don't know. Let's go against Rudigarn. Why not? Maybe we'll be okay here against Rudigarn. We could just do this. And, okay, so TOPPO's in slot 2. I probably should have turned. Well, no, actually, you know what? We can leave this because we can at least play TOPPO's intro. And we can try to get that. We can get that in the video. But yeah, as we can see, for the most part, TOPPO is a defensive style unit. He can still hit pretty hard in his like God of Destruction phase, or in his God of Destruction mode, I should say. But outside of that, like in his like regular base form, he's not really meant to be a like damage dealer or anything like that. So it makes sense why, you know, we only saw like a mid or under 7 million attack stat out of him. But I am going to be curious to see if we can get him a super under Tech UI Goku's super attack buff after we pop his domain. And if we can get him linked up with the STR God of Destruction TOPPO. If we can do that, then, you know, that's gonna be our very, very, very ideal like rotation. But it is nice, you know, TOPPO in his base form, you know, he is a support style unit, especially for Defenders of Justice and Special Pose. They're not like the greatest of categories. So having, you know, that unit on there to support the team is pretty good. Even though I guess realistically one of his better teams is probably like, I don't know, probably just running him on like a full Universe 11 team. Because when you start getting into... Oh. They need to get rid of the name Top and actually just go to TOPPO. I don't know why they did that, but you know, whatever, I guess. All right, so here we have 4 links active with Jiren. We're only at 139k defense, which is not great, but this is one of the things I really wish, like right there, we get a 50% defense buff, and with us being in slot 1, we also got an additional 200% defense buff. So like, I really wish that they would display like the defensive stat underneath the attack stat. Like that would actually be such a huge update for the game if they did something like that. Though we know how Dokkan is, they're definitely not going to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to do this. I'll throw my UI Goku off. And the reason we're going to throw him off is just for to get him on rotation with the God of Destruction form. Oh, Jesus. Are we going to lose because of Dispo? I gave Dispo full dodge, and this dude did not dodge anything. I mean, he is building up pretty well, though. Please dodge this. Oh, thank you. Man, these guys really need their easy A so we can make this physical TOPPO that much better. Alright, let me do this. I'm gonna come back when I'm gonna get a rotation of the two God of Destruction TOPPOs and UI Goku. So give me a second and I will be right back. Alright, so I think this is actually a pretty good place to start the video back up. So we do have TOPPO out here transformed alongside the STR1. We are full 7 out of 7 links, 7 out of 7 links. We're sitting at 195k defense. So even though we're only at 195k here, we are guarding all attacks. We do have 80% damage reduction. You know, we're getting 300% attack and defense. Plus we get an additional 100% defense after we receive an attack. So, I mean, there is a lot of things that he's doing. Plus he does nullify Ki Blast supers. Even though I don't think that this guy has actual Ki Blast supers, but 12 million. So we're at a 12 million attack stat. That's with I think essentially just the STR TOPPOs, like links and stuff like that. Plus he does give us a 35% attack and defense boost. Oh, I'm sorry, he gives a 40% attack and defense buff. I mean, realistically, like looking at his easy A, they did not give STR TOPPO like anything. They gave him 70% attack and defense, all allies Ki +1 and 40% attack and defense, all enemies defense minus 70%, and reduced damage received by 40% when HP is 70% or less. So not definitely not in the ideal apartment, we'll say. Go ahead and pop this Sensu. I really don't want to kill Hirudegarn just yet. This rotation might actually be way too strong. We might actually accidentally kill him without being able to get the UI Goku buff up. I'm just Jiren with my 3 dodge. Problem is this Hirudegarn is gonna have to live quite a few attacks. I'm surprised he's not actually dodging. Figures this guy would dodge literally every single attack aimed at him. So the only thing is unfortunately, we might not actually be able to get the we might not actually be able to get the like UI Goku buff up unless we like really bomb like unless we really bomb some attacks here. So you know, we could pop the active skill just so we can see it. 208k defense. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and at least, you know, watch this for one time. So I will say I'm a little upset. I really wish he would have said Hakai right there. That would have been, you know, like the cherry on top, but he definitely didn't. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to make it past this turn here. So essentially, we're going to have like double support from the other TOPPOs here. So we're at what, 208k defense? Oops. 208k defense. You know what? Either way, UI Goku, if he was to get an attack off, he's 100% killing this Garden anyway. And there's not another phase, unfortunately, so it is what it is. At least we can see, you know, we were able to see how this guy performs. 12.9 mil. I mean, so, you know, roughly around a 13 million attack stat from a unit that's mainly a defensive style unit. So here's the only problem. He has no dodge. There's the guard that's activated. He has no dodge built into him. So we're going to fix that when we actually rainbow this unit. Wow. Well, you know what? Good thing it wasn't the STR God of Destruction TOPPO that we were showcasing, but instead we were kind of showcasing this guy. But I mean, it is good to see that he does support, he does guard, he does decent damage. But again, his main ability is a defensive style unit in slot 1 to where he gets all that extra attack and defense, or where he gets that extra defense. And then after he goes into his God of Destruction mode, that's when you want to have that full dodge build on him to save yourself from losing that damage reduction. And then also at the same time, he'll actually be much better in longer fights, the more damage reduction you can actually save. So kind of remember that for like the future. But there you guys go. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on TOPPO. Did you end up pulling for him, or did you guys just kind of skip his banner and you're waiting until his return and picking him up with coins later? So let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.